Welcome to the Make Your Damn Bed podcast, a low-key, real-talk motivation podcast to play while you make your bed every morning to incorporate healthy routine into your day-to-day, build momentum, and better your life.
Good morning, sunshine. Welcome to another day of the Make Your Damn Bed podcast. My therapist recently told me that I needed to get more into a routine, and because I know I don't really function well with full-on structure, I decided to give myself parameters for a day, things I wanted to accomplish each day with certain routines involved, like physical, but it depends on my energy level. And I can kind of have the freedom of choice depending on how much time I give myself and how much energy I have each given day. And that's been working for me for a while, but it's also felt like a little bit of a 9-to-5 grind because I've made this more of a full-time job. Whenever I find myself in a Monday through Friday work routine, I do sometimes find myself feeling a bit of the slumps on Tuesdays. They sometimes feel like second Mondays, if I'm honest. And I do recall doing a time is more precious and valuable than money episode at the beginning of this podcast, way back a year and a half ago now. Oh my goodness. Wowie. But I have some new thoughts, and I quoted some smart people in this one, so we're all learning a little something, okay? So this episode, if you know me, has a little bit of a disclaimer, nothing new here. When we're talking about aspects of motivation and choices we can make to better our lives and our situation and change our mindset, we have to recognize that that can only occur once our basic needs are met. That's our shelter, access to food and water and love and safety. And all of those things must be available first before we can even begin to consider just thinking our way out of something, right? That's just the essential disclaimer. I'm going to give that one now. Basically, just don't feel any shame if you don't fit into this category of someone who can accomplish any of the things that I talk about. If you already kind of knew that going into this, good job, bravo. If you didn't, bravo for listening. I'm proud of you too. Personally, my whole life, I have been fighting for time freedom. The idea that I can wake up and kind of do whatever I want, whenever I want. I'm a highly motivated person, but I'm a creative. And sometimes that shit comes at 3 a.m. And sometimes that shit comes at 2 p.m. You know what I mean? I was going to say 2 a.m. But we caught it. And then went back. We backtracked to the part where we made an error. But that fight for freedom to approach each day however I see fit or in whatever time frame that I see fit. Obviously, I'm still a hustler. I'm trying to get my grind done, but in a way that feels good, that doesn't feel so overwhelming and so rushed and so anxiety-ridden. Over the years, being able to hone and take care of those things to make less of the things that make me feel the anxiety and the overwhelm, it's taken some time. We're not perfect. But still, just by booking myself a little more leniently and politely, as a person who is constantly working for myself, you are pressured to never stop. And I get in those modes where I don't stop and then I burn out, and you don't want to do that, okay? Because of this, my goals have shifted. I realized what I was buying with financial freedom was to buy more time, buy my retirement and buy time to just sit and be nothing. And when you think about that time is not renewable, and how I trade my time to get more time is actually an incredibly important consideration that I should be doing rather than just for pennies and chump change, right? And people that disrespect me. And I'm not saying to go in and quit your job, but I am saying that demanding the bare minimum, which could be respect for some of us, it can be a raise for some of us, can be not being treated like actual garbage for some of us, whatever it may be in your situation. Take care of it by knowing your boundaries. And luckily I don't know what we're calling it right now, the unemployment crisis, the job crisis, the ball is kind of in our court as workers. And I think these businesses are starting to realize that. So if we start demanding the wages we need, the time off we need, the benefits that we need, ideally they'll give it to us and we can start moving around. And if not, and they're not treating you with respect and they're going to fire you because you want the basic needs, boy, oh boy. My goals, though, really did shift from having a bunch of money to I just want a bunch of time. And whether that time comes to me in the future, for my retirement, or I'm wanting to save up for a vacation in which I am just doing nothing, or time off, or mornings off, that is beautiful to me. So I have been really practicing automating things. Terrible at that so far. Delegating things, even worse at that so far. That said, I have a lot of ideas and I have a lot of work ethic, and I think my intentions are good and I can learn those things. But I am getting better because I'm trying. I am stepping out of my comfort zone and asking people to do things and help me, and it's amazing. So, every new day is a new learning experience, isn't it? So now I am lucky enough to be able to change my focus from just cash cows and start looking into things that are going to allow me to still make some money to survive and look for a future for myself, but also respect my time and afford me with more leisurely and less cumbersome ways to do all the tedious shit in my life that doesn't actually make me money, that doesn't need to take up so much time. I guess basically what I'm trying to say is if you can afford to say no to something that is not worth your energy or your time, say no, decline. Ask for more money, ask for more compensation if it's not worth it. I've done that a lot in the past where I'm like, I would love to, but I can't afford to do it for that rate at this time. Apologies. If you want more episodes on how to make that language easier, I can do that for you. Anyway, one beautiful thing about money and opportunities is if it arrived at your door one time and it feels really lucky and it feels like once in a lifetime, sure. If you can, make sacrifices and jump on it if it's worth it, for sure. But if it is not worth it, other opportunities that will be worth it are coming through. You know what I mean? And if you don't get the opportunity that is worth it or seemed worth it, it's making room for the next opportunity, right? That means there are people searching in the market and you yourself are marketable. So great news, It's a win-win. So don't stop looking, don't stop hustling just because you need to turn down one client or opportunity that does not align with what you need right now. Because ideally, if years down the road you regret it, you can come back to it or something similar. But think about it, cryptocurrency, money, your house, your schooling, your diploma, your animals, your friends, your job with benefits, all of that stuff does not matter if you don't give it your time. And when I say time, I mean your attention, your presence, your consciousness, and your energy, because your time is the most valuable resource on this planet. William Penn said, "Time is what we want most, but what we use worst." Physicist Albert-László Barabási once wrote, "Time is our most valuable non-renewable resource. And if we want to treat it with respect, we need to set priorities." And I call it a non-renewable resource all the time. So I'm basically a physicist. We all agree, right? Basically, years of research provides us with evidence that those who choose time over money consistently are inherently happier. And the most recent research from 2022 reaffirms and dives even deeper into the psychology of that and the severity of the pursuit of which takes on our mental health. Undeniably, time is valuable as hell, so start respecting it because we can't get it back once it's gone. And obviously, again, this is once our needs are met that we can start valuing our time. I have had to work some sloppy jobs that did not value my time or my energy. If you're desperate for money, don't feel any shame in any of this bullshit that I just said. I will say there are ways to value your time and the time of others. Remember, time is a valuable resource for you and those around you. So don't be late for shit without telling people and that sort of thing. Don't ghost. Be respectful of people's time and energy too. It's their resource that they're investing into you. So respect it. I love you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow while you make your damn bed. Bye, cutie.
Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Make Your Damn Bed podcast. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's episode. You can also follow us on Instagram for quotes and content directly from each episode at MYDB Podcast. If you could rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, it would also be really incredible. I have been your host, Julie Merica. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you tomorrow when you make your damn bed.